afternoon, everybody. We have a brief program. I want to turn things over to Shanell Smaw with Habitat. Take it away. Hi, everyone. Could you come closer to the front? All right, y'all did great. Hey, y'all, welcome to the 25th Annual Habitat for Humanity House Party. We are so excited to have you here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shanell Smaw, and I'm the Vice President of Development. I've had the honor and pleasure of being with Habitat since January of this year and plan to be here for a very long time. I just want to start off by saying thank you all for being here, for supporting the mission of Habitat, for uplifting your neighbors. Next year in 2024, we'll be celebrating our 40th anniversary. And we've accomplished so many great things, but we've only been able to do this because of all of you who have been supporting Habitat for the last 39 years. So I just want to say thank you so much. And I would like to really thank our hosts for tonight, Drs. Ewend and Lisa Carey, for having us in their beautiful home, in their beautiful backyard. They have been incredible partners of Habitat, serving on our capital campaign committee, volunteering on site, as well as being donors to our organization. So I would just like to introduce them, and thank you so much again.
Shanell's always a hard act to follow. So, everyone, thank you. I'm Lisa Carey, and I have the joy of welcoming you all here and thanking you for joining us, for what's going to be a great Habitat, house party. Just so you know, our children have told us that they suspect that this entire thing with the tent and the tables and the bars and the band and lots of people is a dry run for ceremonial events that families sometimes have when they have children in their 20s who have long-term life partners. It's come up a couple of times. I'm just here to absolutely attest that this is all about Habitat. Our motives are entirely pure. So, Jimmy Carter, great champion of Habitat, used to say that, the thing about Habitat is you see despair turn to hope, and you see it over and over and over again. So, that's why we're here. I want to thank you all for coming here, for celebrating the progress that has already happened, for seeing despair turning into hope, and doubling down on the commitment we have made to see this project through to its fruition. So thank you, thank you.
So Lisa and I are so grateful that you're all here, and we were excited to be asked to host the party, but we're a little nervous. An outdoor party in October has some risk, right? And the biggest fear or risk of that is rain. But immediately, Caitlin and Shanell and Jennifer and the whole team said, well, that's easy, we'll just get a tent. So look up for a minute. Once we had the tent, it was a mindset change for us, and we could think about the band and the food and the guest list and all the wonderful things about the party because we knew we'd have a roof over our heads. And isn't that a perfect paradigm for what we're all talking about here? So let's not confuse helping families find their way to a home with a Sunday afternoon gathering of friends, but it really is powerful to see how having the right place to do things frees you to really go forward. This is a lovely event. We're grateful to have you all here. Make yourselves at home. Stay as long as you like. Eat the food. With that, I'll introduce our Chair of Habitat's Board for 2023, Betsy Blackwell.
Well, first, thank you, Matt and Lisa, for this lovely afternoon at your beautiful place. This is just amazing. My name is Betsy Blackwell. I'm the current chairman of the board for Habitat, and it's been my honor to serve also as co-chair for the capital campaign for Weaver's Grove, which is over. We raised more than $8 million. It was remarkable to my co-chair and I, Mimi Hope, to see how this community, all sectors of this community rally around this project. And I think that it says a lot about Orange County and Chapel Hill, that we take so seriously the idea that everyone deserves a place to live. But our work isn't over yet. We've got the money to build, to do the infrastructure for Weaver's Grove, but we still have to build the homes. This house party is one place that helps us raise the money for the funds to build the houses for this year that we'll undertake. So thank you all so much for your contributions to this house party and to Habitat. I hope you will consider, as Matt and Lisa said, doubling down, but it's just great that you're here. I also wanted to just say that in the case of my family, we got involved with Habitat for Humanity when my kids were still in high school. And our son was looking for a community service project, and he wasn't really taken with the projects that were being offered by his high school. And a friend invited him to take part in a Habitat build in Braga, Portugal. And we went down there together, and he fell in love with the idea of building a home. And he was so taken with it that we went back and we took the whole family and we took a group of friends, and we ended up going for 5 years to build these homes. And what we really realized was that we weren't just building homes, but we were building a community, both with the people we were building for, but also the people from Braga, because we're bringing cute teenagers, so we pick up some teenagers from town. Our children coming from Paris started really building deep connections with some of the people who came with us from Paris and also the people in the communities in Braga. And they learned so much about themselves, and I think that that's the other thing that we need to remember that Habitat does is it gives us a reason to see where community is within something that we regard as being a community. So to that end, I am to introduce the homeowner who is going to speak and really let us get to the heart of what we're doing here at Habitat. Jennifer is going to be a homeowner. I just found out she's going to live on Blackwell Drive, which is just really cool. She is a UNC grad like I am. She works in financial aid at UNC. And it brings home again how the house prices in Chapel Hill are going up so rapidly. We really, we have to remember that one of the things that these Habitat homes do is to help families stabilize the part of their budget that is devoted to house costs. When they move into a mortgage setup, they know then from the rest of the life of the mortgage what their home cost is going to be. It's a huge and important point also to bear in mind. Not only are they building equity, but they're protecting the core earnings that they make every year. So let me, without further ado, Jennifer, thank you so much for agreeing to speak to us today.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Kushner. I have lived in Orange County since 1999. I came here to attend UNC as an undergraduate, and I kind of stuck around. As you probably know, it's hard to leave. As she mentioned, I work in the UNC Chapel Hill Financial Aid Office, the Office of Scholarships and Student Aid. I'm an assistant director there, so I help students fulfill their dreams of attending UNC Chapel Hill and making it affordable for them. I'm also an English as a second language instructor at Durham Tech. I teach adults. I've been doing that for about 20 years. So even though both jobs are different, they're both fulfilling, and I enjoy doing both. I'm a community volunteer. I'm a full-time single parent to teenage daughters, 14 and 16. They were both born at UNC Women's Hospital, so they have grown up in Orange County, and they, you know, we all have roots here, and we enjoy living here so much. And as of April 2023, I am a Habitat home buyer. And so that's very exciting. Despite having a relative amount of stability in my life, for which I'm grateful, housing has continued to be a source of instability for my children and me. We currently live in a 3-bedroom apartment in Hillsborough. We moved there in 2020 after getting priced out of our previous complex. Even so, the rent continues to increase with each lease that I sign, and with $400 being the highest increase at one point. So this was in 2022 and seems to be a growing trend in rentals in the area. So I know many people are dealing with what I'm dealing with as well. Being burdened with the rental increases that outpace my modest salary increases as a state employee have made it difficult to save in any significant way for a down payment on a home, especially in an area with a relatively high cost of living and higher priced homes. I did look into several alternative homebuyer programs, and I applied with Habitat in the past. And so I was immensely grateful when I learned I'd been accepted this past spring. I will be living in Weaver's Grove. I'm one of the first 13 in the first cohort to be living there, and I will be living on Blackwell Drive in a 3-bedroom townhouse with my children, and we're just so excited. So in addition to the challenge of housing, my journey as a single parent has been also difficult. I became a single parent pretty much overnight in 2018. My children's father had allegations of abuse against him that ended up being substantiated, and he was subsequently incarcerated. You can imagine the trickle-down effect this has had on my children, who were very young, and it's just impacted them greatly. I'm very grateful to live in this area because the mental health resources are so abundant and so high quality, but it's been a very expensive journey to get my children the help they need, and it's just ongoing, and I expect it to keep going. So again, we're very happy to have the resources, but it's a financial burden, you know, in addition to everything else, so it's been difficult. I want to be able to provide myself and my children with somewhere we can always call home in a great community. I anticipate that the mental health challenges my children experience will make the transition to young adulthood a little harder for them. I imagine a lot of us are wondering if our children will be able to move out and become financially independent given the high cost. But for myself especially, I just think my children probably need to know that they can rely on living with me for a little bit longer, and I'm happy to provide that for them. I want to at least remove that barrier of having a stable place to live for them for as long as they need. And we are fortunate to have sufficient employment and higher education opportunities in the area for them to choose the path that's best for them after high school. As a single income household, purchasing cars for my kids when they begin driving will be a challenge as well as insuring them. I've heard that's kind of a nightmare financially. So I'm counting on being able to use Chapel Hill's extensive public transportation, even if it's for myself to transport to UNC. Living in Chapel Hill presents many opportunities for my children to transition to being more independent. I love working at UNC, and being close to the university will be a great benefit for me. My experience with Habitat has been amazing. Everyone I have encountered, from the board members to the staff to the volunteers and fellow home buyers, they have all been unbelievably compassionate and supportive. Being on the construction site is definitely out of my comfort zone personally, as it's things I have never done before as someone who lives in an apartment. But it's been an empowering experience to learn new skills that I can use once I'm in my new home. The Habitat staff, as far as I'm concerned, provides the gold standard in patience, because I just cannot believe, these are people that are tasked with helping people like me use tools, and they're just amazing. I've never encountered anyone so patient. So in addition to building and volunteering alongside my future neighbors, it's been an ideal way to begin friendships that will endure over many years. I've gotten very excited talking to my future neighbors. We're excited about the amenities that will be available to us in Weavers Grove, and we're very excited about being a part of starting those and keeping them going. So I just want to thank all of you for seeing my application and considering me, hearing my story, and choosing myself and my children to be beneficiaries of this amazing program. It's just life-changing for us. And thank you so much.
Hello, friends. I'm the other Jennifer today. I'm Jennifer Player. I'm the president and CEO of Habitat for Humanity. And can you all just join me in thanking Jennifer for her courage in participating in the Habitat program, which is no small feat, and in sharing her story today amongst this wonderful, but also group full of strangers for her. Just join me in thanking her again. It's not lost on me that what Jennifer does every day at the university is provide an affordable way for kids who want to come to UNC to be able to do that. And that's what we do at Habitat, is we provide an affordable way for families who are working here in our community to be able to buy a home. You've heard already, and many of you know about the housing prices that are facing us in Chapel Hill and Orange County, the broader Triangle. And so it's so important that we are able to allow people who really support all of us every day in what they do in their lives and their work and their jobs to be able to benefit from what makes this community so special. And that's what you're doing here today. And so I just want to thank you all for your support over 25 years of having this house party. Some of you have been at every house party probably. Shanell mentioned that we're celebrating our 40th anniversary, and there's a lot to be proud of. We have built more than 300 homes. We've done repairs throughout the community. There is so much for us to be proud of, and we've done it with your help and your support. And we also know that the problem is still real every single day here in this community, that the housing prices are getting higher all the time, with now the median home price in Chapel Hill hovering around $700,000. Jennifer mentioned the rental market. To afford a one-bedroom apartment in Chapel Hill Harbor right now, you need an annual income of $55,000. And so a lot of people in our community are priced out of living here, which means that they live in other places and other communities and drive in sometimes for hours to work here in Chapel Hill. So we want to thank you for being here, for your support. We have a lot to celebrate. We have a lot more to do together. We are just, some of you have heard, we're releasing our new strategic plan. So I'd love to tell you what our plans are over the next 5 years to be able to increase our impact to serve more families like Jennifer's. And I do want to recognize we have a couple of other homeowners who are here. I know we have Sharika who's here, and Sonia, I think. Sonia also is going to be in Weavers Grove. Sharika is going to be living in downtown Chapel Hill in Northside, just a few streets over from where she grew up. And her daughter is also here, who's going to be at Northside Elementary in the 3rd grade. So thank you for being here, and thank all of you. I especially want to thank our hosts again, Matt and Lisa. Just for all that you've done for us and for allowing us to be here at your home. We are so grateful. Find us if you have any other additional questions about Habitat. And again, we are so grateful for you for being part of our Habitat community. It means so much. Thank you.